Thank you for tuning in. My name is Mark. I'm the workshop project supervisor, and I'm coming to you live from Aotearoa, New Zealand, the Wētā Unleashed store. And I'm going to be revealing some really awesome products that we have been preparing for you guys, because traditionally we normally travel to sunny San Diego to present really cool collectibles, but in the midst of a pandemic, we've had to adapt. We've had to stay calm, stay cool, be creative, and make cool stuff, and we've done that. And if you're watching me, we're gonna show you some really cool stuff, and the first thing I have to show you guys is our Comic-Con Unleashed exclusive Saruman with his staff and Gandalf's staff as a mini epic. This is a really cool collectible that's been sculpted by Mauro Santini, and if you know the story, if you've read the book, if you've seen the film, you will know that the reason why he has the staff of Gandalf is because he's just banished him to the upper levels of the Tower of Orthanc, and now he's walking back to his chambers and he's looking at Gandalf's staff and he's probably thinking like, my one's better, still. So if you like what you see and you want it, you can have it. Jump onto our website, Weta NZ, and you can buy it online. You can also buy it from mightyape.co.nz, EB Games, and other international selected retailers. It's only a limited stock. It's only a limited and available for our Comic-Con period. So get in quick and you can have this. Now also, this is not the only thing I'm going to reveal. I'm also joined by a really cool person. This gentleman over here. This is Jules German, everybody. This is the lead paint technician.
Hey.
Hey! And he's going to help me reveal some really cool things. Before we reveal it, something really cool happened.
Yes.
You want to talk about it?
I will. Thank you, Mark, for a lovely intro. Hi, everyone. My name's Jules. I work in the paint shop at Wētā Workshop. So, a few years ago, both Wētā Workshop and Weta Digital were approached to help Zack Snyder bring his vision of the Justice League to life. Wētā Workshop did some design work, Weta Digital helped out with some of the VFX shots. Then, a few years later, Zack Snyder and his team at DC and Warner Brothers reached out and asked us if we would like to make some collectibles for the Justice League, which we said, maybe. We said yes. It was, we're often gifted the opportunity to contribute to popular, characters from pop culture, and it's always a privilege and it's always an honor. But this one was super special. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time now to show you guys what we've been up to. Shall we?
Yes,
Shall we
do that.
Shall we start?
On this side. Here we go.
So the first one we'll show you is Black Suit Superman from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Arguably one of the most influential characters in all of pop culture. Certainly, I'd say the most influential superhero. And we got the black suit version.
I know, and we were very lucky because at some point we ran out of blue paint, red paint, gold paint, but we were lucky that Zack wanted the black suited version from the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League film. And so,
Mark, that's not true at all. I'm a massive comic book reader, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are too, as we are at Wētā Workshop. All the comic book readers know the significance and the magnitude of the Black Suit Superman. We've never seen him in live action before. He's appeared in animation and comics. Zack Snyder managed to bring him to the screen for the first time. We've built him as a quarter-scale polystone sculpted by Mauro Santini. Warner Brothers were very generous with the reference they allowed us to have, because when we started sculpting this, we hadn't seen the film, no one had. So we're at the mercy of what reference and behind the scenes we can get. Zack Snyder and his team were incredibly generous. So Mauro Santini started with a digital scan of Henry Cavill in the suit, but that's just the starting point. There is a huge amount of work that has to go into these things once we have the scan. And I think Mauro Santini has sculpted the hell out of this. This is awesome.
Yep.
He's, well, this one was tricky. I was nervous with this one. I'm quite a fan of the DCU. Early on, we had him in a pose, and it was cool. It was really cool. But Richard Taylor, being Richard Taylor, wanted us to make it even cooler. He wanted us to turn the volume up even louder. He wanted him levitating.
You can see where my hand is. He's not actually supported on his foot. He's actually supported by the cape. We have a very special department that does a lot of hard work that goes unseen. And I'm gonna show a lot of appreciation for our engineering team. These are the guys that make a lot of noise, make a lot of mess, bring a lot of heat to the game. And basically they create all the supportive structures out of steel that are in our public sculptures, a lot of our displays, and some of our cool collectibles that you do not see. So with their ingenuity and their innovation and their problem solving, they've managed to help levitate Superman and bring the magic to this collectible.
And he really is. He's just hanging there. He's got all of the power, the intimidation, yet Maru's made him also graceful. He's basically a god staring you down. It is awesome.
Yeah.
We have the Henry Cavill likeness. He's determined, he's angry, not too angry, but you know something's about to go down.
Yeah. And something will go down because this is not just the final look. There's some bonuses that we have in store for you.
We have.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Of course.
Shall we? So not only do you get the Henry Cavill likeness, it's not neutral, it's somewhat determined. But this is removable.
We have
now,
a second expression.
Super angry Superman who's about to rain down heat vision into oblivion. We're all doomed.
We're all doomed. Now, one of the cool things with these collectibles is that people like to display them, of course, but also people like to photograph them. And what we've got is this little cool LED light that we've got down here. And just want to let you guys know that you can do something also really cool. You can put any colored light, but we thought it would be quite fitting to have this red glowing fiery light on him, just as we put the fiery eyes on him, and kind of create more to the mood and the environment of everything in front of him, just laid waste by fire, done by him, adding more to the collectible. What's your favorite part about the process?
Oh, painting, for me.
Painting?
Always painting. I particularly love painting portraits. This one was the first one. I was really nervous. I'm a massive DC Comics fan, and when Zack Snyder and his team approached us, I really was shaking. This is a dream come true for me and a lot of people at the workshop. I couldn't believe it was happening. To get a chance to work on Superman, and it was a very special project. Throughout the workshop, everyone who worked on these characters, it was very special, and just such an honor and a privilege. And I hope this comes through in the sculpting and the painting, because we poured our hearts and souls into this.
Yeah.
I think it shows. I'm displaying it with the angry head, my one.
Hey?
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
I will too.
But we can't really have Superman. There's someone else.
Not just Superman.
Not just Superman.
There's someone else.
Follow us over here.
Yeah.
So you can't have Superman
without the main bad guy. So you've got to have a good guy and you've got to have a bad guy.
Every great hero deserves and needs a great villain.
And that is the balance.
Shall we?
We're going to reveal to you Darkseid.
The big bad of the DCU.
Yeah.
This one's very dear to my heart. I can't believe we got to do this.
Yes. I can't believe you were composed and professional during the conference call.
Oh, it was hard, man. I was shaking. I couldn't believe it.
Sure, some of us were doing a little, all serious and business up top of the table, but all our legs were like jumping around.
So every fan knows this is the arch nemesis of the DCU. This is the big bad, Darkseid of Apocalypse. Now, when we were having the conversations with Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers, they were part of the creative process. Zack wanted to be involved, and of course that was an honor for us. And this was Zack's idea. He referred to it as the Conan pose of when Arnold Schwarzenegger is Conan sitting on his throne as the king at the end. No argument from any of us. That's an awesome idea.
All agreed. Yep.
And this was the first one off the ranks. Again, this is the first live action appearance of Darkseid on screen. We've had him in the comics since 1968. We've had him multiple animated versions, but this is the first live action. So to us at the workshop and Zack Snyder, it was a no-brainer. Darkseid had to be done. And then a character of his magnitude and importance, you kind of have to go big. So we went big.
Yep. So this was sculpted by Gary Hunt, who did a wonderful job with the figure. He called upon some of the crew in the office and asked them to gather around and said, could you please sit down? And if you were a king or a conqueror, like how would you sit? So we all had a turn in the office trying to like sit different ways. And in the end, he settled with this. And he sculpted it beautifully. He got that great composition. He also got that great contrast of armor and skin texture. And at the same time, we have another gentleman who works in our woodworking department who is responsible for making a lot of these really cool plinths, normally wooden crates, anything to do with wood. But we gave him the challenge of making a throne, which he actually made out of wood as well, and then used some special texturing magic, which he then laid it all over the surface. And then once that was done, it was given to Jules and their team, and they turned that wooden throne into something. How would you describe it, this material?
Apocalyptic magic metal.
Apocalyptic magic metal.
So
Sounds like a new genre of metal that's about to
I'm in. So once this was sculpted, and I think Gary has got the menace and the power of this great character, we had to decide how to colour him in. And all comic book lovers like myself know that Darkseid is purple, his armour is purple, and his skin is grey. But as he appears in Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's always on Apocalypse, which is a dark sort of fire and brimstone environment. So he was always sort of lit by fire. And there was a lot of conversations about how we go because it was somewhat open to interpretation. Warner Brothers were giving us huge amounts of freedom with this. They really were leaving it up to us. I think where we've ended up is pretty perfect. It's a homage to the history and the comic books of the character, while also as much as possible accurately representing what we all saw on screen in the Justice League. Yeah. We have light up eyes in this quarter scale polystone. So again, extra menacing. Yep.
And we also have this lit up LED down at the front just to kind of create the mood, or just like the end scene when he's looking back through the portal back at the Justice League, trying to figure out like, why is my conquering being delayed, and he's looking back at them. So we have this kind of fiery glow on him, but if you want to see the real colors, we'll just pop that down. So these are the real colors that Jules was talking about. You can see everything that you see in the film is all lit with this fiery glow, but that's one of the challenges, I guess, working at the workshop, trying to interpret the backstage reference, the on-screen reference, and trying to find the balance of what it is.
It's so important. I mean, because of our contributions to cinema and making films, it's very important to us that we capture that screen accuracy. I mean, it's in our DNA. So we're making every possible step, every measure we can to bring you guys the most accurate representation of what you saw on screen as possible. So I think we've pulled it off with this. And I promise you, whether you are a collector or you just have one or two pieces, if you have this piece, it's going to dominate.
Yes. And if you are getting this piece, you might want to knock down that wall, you might want to start renovating, you might want to build a new shelf, you might want to then dedicate the end of the dining room table to Darkseid. That will be his permanent place. Start making plans now. And what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next reveal, something really special, super exclusive, super special to you.
Oh, yes.
And this is something like Jules had a list of things that he wanted to like paint in this life, and it almost seemed impossible, but it's happened. It's happened. It's happened.
This one, I think, is personally the greatest character in all of pop culture. The best.
And it's happened.
It's happened.
It's happened.
It's
for you,
happened.
and I've witnessed it. We've all witnessed it. Yep.
It is with great pleasure that we introduce to you the Joker as Zack Snyder's version of Jared Leto. Jared Leto is the Joker.
Yep. And you absolutely lost it in that conference call. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't believe it when he said that, do you guys want to do the Joker, just so casually? And we're like, yeah.
Not only do you guys want to do the Joker, but you're the only people allowed to do the Joker. Yes. That was Warner Brothers' gift to us, I guess.
Yeah.
Should we whip this?
Yeah, let's take this off. Back. Now this is an interesting one. For those who have done their homework and have seen the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, you will know that he appears very briefly.
But awesomely.
Awesomely, yes. But because he appears very briefly, there's very limited reference. So Zack was really kind of us to interpret what we see and come up with something and show it to him. And so once again, we went around the office and we tried a few things. I ended up creating this tactical vest out of cardboard.
You were the Joker for a while,
kind of did a bit of a
you?
pose until my back gave out, and then Leonard Ellis, our model maker, then jumped in and reprised that pose so that Dan Falconer, our art director, could capture the likeness, the feel, the mood, the menace. And then the concept was developed. We showed it to Zack, and he loved it.
Yeah.
And we went with it straight away.
So yeah, often, well, how we'll start at the workshop when we're sculpting a collectible for any property is we'll often dress workshop crew up in the costume if we have access to it, or we'll make it. So it's a bit of sort of cosplay, really.
Yeah.
And that's how we'll start getting our reference together. This one was sculpted by Daniel Cockasell in clay. This was a traditional sculptor. We use both digital sculpting and traditional sculpting, or sometimes an amalgamation of both, which this one ended up being, I think.
Yeah.
So everything in here was sculpted by clay except some of the rigid componentry, like the ammo clips, the gun. They were digital sculpted. Everything else was sculpted in clay by Daniel. And then we got to colour it in, the best bit. So again, this is a quarter scale polystone. We have a few more surprises for you with this one, which you'll see over the following weeks, so I'm hoping. This one's feature is we've got Joker throwing the Joker card, or based on a photo that Zack sent us, which wasn't a scene from the film. Is that on properly?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's awkward, guys. We saw a photo that Zack sent us where Joker was holding up the Batman cowl. We thought that was too cool to pass up on. So we've got display options. Like I said, there may be some more display options coming at you later on. But this one we've got, again, just the importance to us, and we know to all of you collectors, of bringing as close as possible the absolute screen accuracy. We pained over this one. I mean, it's not just me that loves the Joker at the workshop. There's a lot of fandom at the workshop for this guy. So we've got all the police badges from the police officers we assume that he's killed. We've got Harley Quinn's pistols. We've got his assault rifle. We've got Dan Cockasell has got him looking so maniacal and so evil. It's brilliant. Like, I love it so much. We've got the Arkham Asylum robes. We've got the road from the scene at the end, the apocalyptic, well, one of the possible futures from the film. I mean, I think he's there in all of his evil glory. I think it's a truly magnificent piece. I'm very, very proud, and I know everybody who worked on it would say the same thing.
Yeah.
So, shall we?
Don't make a decision, guys.
No, make a
About
decision.
which one you're gonna get. Just get them all.
I am.
And just know that this guy's on the way.
And then if you got this guy.
You can't have this guy without another very special person. This is almost like the balance, you know.
One more guy?
One more guy. We'll do one.
Who would that
guy.
be? If you've got this guy.
Well, I would say this guy had a black suit before this guy.
I agree.
The original black suited superhero.
So in a true dream come true for all of us at Wētā Workshop, the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight, the Batman. Can you see it?
Hopefully you can see it.